Hello, Mr. Hoa. Today I would like to tell you a 10 short talk. Number one, firstly, the speaker asked the student that when they got their test write their name at the top in capital letters before they did anything else. Next, he advised that read uh, the direction carefully before they answered the questions and marking their answers on the answer sheet. After that, he suggested letting him know if they didn't have a pencil. Finally, he asked that turning in their test and then they might go home when they had finished. Number two. Firstly, the speaker said hello to audience and introduced Missy Su Kim playing violin concerto. Next, he announced that the concert that evening would be preceded by a brief taught by Professor Robert Simon on the history of the violin. He introduced Mr. Simon had a lecture on the violin on around the world. After that, he informed that following the performance, they would go to the lobby to enjoy a refreshment. Finally, he introduced the director who would introduce Professor Simon. Number 3. Firstly, the speaker required visitor had that signing at the desk and got a visitor pass when entering the building. Then he reminded did not lose that pass because they needed to wear wrist or ties when they were in the building. Next, he suggested waiting for escort to accompany them to their then destination and must also be escorted back to the reception desk. After that, he reminded didn't forget to sign out and return their spots when leaving. Finally, he thanked for their cooperation. Number 4. Firstly, the speaker got customer attention. Next, he announced that the store would be closed in 50 minutes. After that, he suggested taking all purchase to cashier and if they brought fine or fewer items and pay with cost, they could use express checkout lane and had a receipt which ready show the goods when leaving the store. Finally, he advised checking all items the right size and color before they pay because the store didn't accept returns. Number 5. Firstly, the speaker introduced that the news was their weekend weather report and the reporter Tom Stiles would interview Susan Gilbert about her new book, How to Get Rich in Stock Market. Next, he introduced Missy. So Susan Gilbert was renowned on investing and finance and writing the weekly newspaper column You and Your Money. After that, he supposed the show would be very informative. Finally, he introduced Peter Cook with news. Number 6. Firstly, the speaker announced that there should be a large turnout for tomorrow afternoon National Day parade. Then he introduced it would be preceded by speeches by the mayor and the chief of police. Next, he informed that everyone was invited to enjoy barbecue and fireworks at Side City Walk in the evening and this were pre-event. After that, he reminded didn't forget to attend the morning soccer game at a national stadium and attention at the game also is free. Finally, he advised arrive early if they want to get a good seat, although it would be free too. Number 7. Firstly, the speaker announced a few changes had been made to their conference schedule because a scheduling conflict. Professor James Wilson would speak immediately following lunch instead before. Next, he informed that morning coffee was be served in the front hall of in dining room, and the morning workshops begin at 10 o'clock as originally scheduled, and in the afternoon sessions would begin until 1:30. Finally, he introduced Mrs. Carter would give opening talk. Number 8. Firstly, the speaker announced the president left that day for a visit to Latin America, and the president was headed first to a meeting in Mexico City with leaders from Colombia, Brazil, and Mexico. Next, he informed following a few days of rest at a Mexican beach resort. The president would go on to meetings with heads of state in Peru and Ecuador. Finally, he said the president was tour factories and meet with union leaders in both countries. Number 9. Firstly, the speaker congratulations on becoming an hour of the break horrific 2010 break making machine. Next, he said they were sure to enjoy the luxury and having fresh break bread every day right in their our home. After that, he introduced that it was easy to use their new bread machine. Simple choose a recipe from the instruction book, assemble and measure their ingredients, then place them in the machine. Firstly, he discussed when they break, they wouldn't be able to wait for their first taste. Number 10. Firstly, the speaker announced they could register for classes by phone and avoid the long line at the registration office by just call 332-2445. Next, he informed that press 1 if they were new students, or press 2 if they were returning students. After that, he reminded entering their social security then the class number after they had selected on their classes, enter their credit card numbers, then hand up. Finally, he announced they was received by mail within 5 days.